Hi everyone. So last time we were in the midst of class activity 4I. We did number 3 where we thought of a simpler way to find 28 by times 0.25 by either thinking about it in terms of money, right? Like 28 quarters is $7. But we also showed how we could show that with the associative property, right? 28 times 0.25. Well, 28 7 times 4. Use the associative property to group the 4 and 0.75, and we get 7 times 1, which is 7. So the last two that we're going to talk through in this activity, number 4 asks us how the associative property is involved when viewing 20 groups of 10 as 2 groups of 100, right? So our definition of multiplication is groups, so 20 groups times 10 units. And we're trying to think of this as 2 groups of 100. So 20 is 2 groups of 10, and we still have a times 10 here. And so if we use our associative property, we get 2 times 10 times 10, which then gives us 2 times 100, which is our 2 groups of size 100. And then this last one really shows how children are using the associative property. Or rather, we're going to use the associative property to connect 2 different children's reasonings. So the context tells us that there are 21 bags with 2 marbles in each of them. And so Ben calculates by counting by 2s 21 times, right? So he goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and he keeps counting up to 42. And then Kaya calculates it as 21 plus 21 equals 42. Right? So really, Ben's strategy is to calculate 21 groups of size 2, right? There are 2 units in each of those groups. Whereas Kaya is looking at 2 groups with 21 units in each of those groups, right? And so we know that both of those do, in fact, get us to the correct answer of 42. When we look at Ben and Kaya's work, these two are related not by the associative property that we've been talking about this whole time, but what property is that? It's the commutative property, right? Commutative property, like commuters going back and forth to work, changing locations. 21 times 2 equals 2 times 21, right? We can reverse the order in these multiplications and it doesn't change. So this method is in fact valid.